Government boosts preparation underway for Labuan Bajo to host G20 and ASEAN meetings in 2023. Third quarter of 2020, property company Pakuwon Jati obtained 725 billion rupiah marketing sales. Good afternoon, viewers. In Indonesia and Singapore, Market Headlines is ready to provide you a number of informations from the business, economic, and capital market sectors. With me, Wicky Adrian, this is Market Headlines. Indonesia will soon host the ASEAN and G20 meetings in 2023 in the port town of Labuan Bajo. Therefore, coordinating Ministry of Maritime and Investment Affairs demanded Labuan Bajo to underway preparation. Two biggest events for ASEAN and G20 in 2023 will be located in Labuan Bajo, Indonesia. Such opportunity will be used by Indonesia to open international eyes that attract tourists later on. Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, as coordinating Minister of Maritime and Investment Affairs, demanded more facilities to be built in Labuan Bajo. For instance, green zone development. Other thing that is also important is Komodo National Airport's runway in Labuan Bajo extension.
KTT ASEAN dan G20 pada 2023, Presiden memberikan arahan untuk kita mungkin akan melakukan sebagian kegiatan itu di sini. Oleh karena itu nanti tanah mori dan sebagainya perlu disiapkan dengan bagus, dan PUPR saya kira sudah akan menyiapkan infrastrukturnya, dan itu saya kira akan membuat Indonesia lain. Indonesia ini akan beda menurut hemat saya dari 5 tahun atau 10 tahun yang lalu, dan akan lebih beda lagi 5 tahun ke depan kalau kita konsisten, kompak melakukan semua perubahan-perubahan pembangunan kita.
The International Air Transport Association projected Indonesia's air passenger market to become the fourth largest globally by 2039. Jumping from 10th position in 2019.
The International Air Transport Association projected Indonesia's air passenger market to become the fourth largest globally by 2039, jumping from 10th position in 2019, thanks largely to travel demand from the country's growing middle class. According to the World Bank's report, Indonesia's middle-class population has expanded over the last 15 years from just 7% of the population to 20% currently. IATA Asia Pacific Member External Relations Assistant Director Calvin Lee said that the growth of the middle class in Indonesia and Southeast Asia was making the region a hotspot for air passenger market growth over the next 2 decades, surpassing conventional markets such as Europe and Northern America. IATA expected the Asia-Pacific region to have a 4.5% compound annual growth rate over the next 20 years, far above the traditional aviation industry market of Northern America and Europe, which is estimated to see a CAGR of 1.6% and 1.8% respectively. China is also projected to surpass the United States in becoming the world's bigger air passenger market in 2039, while India is set to jump to the 3rd place that year from the 5th place in 2019. From all sources for IDX Channel.
The Ministry of State-Owned Enterprises noted that currently the progress of the establishment of a food industry holding is still below 50%. Even so, the ministry is still optimistic that food industry holding can be formed at the end of this year.
The Ministry of State-Owned Enterprises emphasized in order to accelerate the process of forming a food industry holding company, the ministry to conduct a focus group discussion on the consolidation of the food industry state-owned enterprises. It is hoped that through this FGD, the direction and objectives related to the formation of the food industry can be equated. So far, the development of the establishment of a food industry holding company has only been conducted in preparing initiative permits. and the next stage will be discussed intensively with other ministries and state institutions such as the Ministry of Finance, State Secretariat, and the Ministry of Law.
Izin prakarsa ini menjadi pintu, sebetulnya pintu untuk diharapkan sih dalam minggu depan sudah keluar izin prakarsanya dan kita sudah bisa memulai pembahasan secara formal dengan kementerian atau lembaga terkait.
Tapi masih optimis ya Pak target?
Insya Allah kita harus optimis dan best effort untuk segera karena ini penting.
There are several things that will be discussed after FGD process, including the agricultural productivity, utilization of assets that can be maximized, and the supply chain that still needs to be improved. From Jakarta, Gilang Praditya for IDX Channel.
State-owned fishery company Perum Perindo is optimistic by 2021 sales can go up to 20% to be 1 trillion rupiah. The company has its own way to realize the target.
The company is about to boost its sales as trade activities weaken during the COVID-19 pandemic. But the company has strategy. President Director at Perum Perindo, Prasetyo Wibowo, said that the strategy is by expanding sales to retail sector. In order to support this strategy, the company has launched fishery products consisting of products for basic ingredients for fishery dishes. For instance, red snapper, mackerel steak, and peeled shrimp.
Kami mentargetkan sekitar 20%.
Dari berapa ke berapa?
Dari nantinya di tahun 2021 kami perkirakan bisa di atas 1 triliun penjualan.
Referring to retail sector strategy, Fata is optimistic that the company performance next year can be much better than 2020. Jakarta, Gilang Praditya for IDX Channel.
Market Last will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Senang sekali saya David San Ovo dan dapat hadir menemani Anda dalam program spesial dialog webinar on TV.
Setiap minggunya kita akan membahas tema-tema yang sangat menarik. Apa kabar ibu-ibu sekalian?
Alhamdulillah baik.
Salah satu ambisi daripada Kementerian Koperasi dan UMKM bersama Spesco adalah koperasi keren, baru, digital gitu kan, yang kita bisa IT.
Welcome back. Listed company Indofood is the top player in Indonesia's instant noodles. However, in second quarter of 2020, sales for the instant noodle segment went down 5.4% to 7.3 trillion rupiah.
Instant noodle is one of the most popular processed foods, and practically every Indonesians have ever consumed the noodle. Therefore, it brings significant profit to Indofood as a company which is a top player in Indonesia's instant noodles. However, based on its fundamental analysis, all Indofood CBP Success Makmur sales segment went down in the second quarter of 2020. Sales for the instant noodle segment went down 5.4% to 7.3 trillion rupiah. However, the director is optimistic to get through the storm of recessions by recording performance growth this year. Various strategies were prepared to ensure the company's business continuity. From also source IDX Channel.
Yes, even though Indofood recorded weakening sales of instant noodles in the second quarter, doesn't mean the company changed its status as the instant noodles top producer in Indonesia. Not only Indonesia, instant noodles are an important product for the world. And let's see the global demand for instant noodles. In the first graphic, this is the global demand for instant noodles. In 2017, the demand of instant noodle reached 100,000.1 million serving. And in 2018, it was on the level of 103,620 million servings. And in 2019, it was 106.42 million servings. This one is taken from World Instant Noodles Association, or WINA. And here you can see how people enjoy instant noodles. Here in Indonesia, nobody seems ignorant about instant noodle, called as mie instan in Bahasa. It is one of the most popular processed food, and practically every Indonesian have ever consumed the noodle at least once in a lifetime. No matter the poor, middle class, upper class, or crazy rich. Therefore, it brings Indonesia to be a country with the second highest instant noodle demand in the world. Let's see Indonesia's position in the next graphic. This is countries with most instant noodle demand. The first one, we have China with consumption, or the serving for the country, as much as 41.4 million servings. And in Indonesia, 12.5 million servings. In India, 6,000 or 6.7 million servings. In Japan, 5.6 million servings. And in Vietnam, it was 5.4 million servings. And research stated that global instant noodles market to reach $32.1 billion by the year of 2027. Amid the COVID-19 crisis, the global market for instant noodles, estimated at $28.4 billion in the year of 2020, is projected to reach a revised size of $32 billion. About the market share, ASEAN, or Asian, wins, and 10 countries out of 15 are in Asia, or more than 80% of instant noodles are consumed. While instant noodles were born in Japan, they have now integrated into the diets of many different countries and have taken room and as instant noodles of their own. And let's see the cultural facts of instant noodles in the next graphic. In Asia, the leading market for instant noodles, each country has its own unique flavors. In Middle East and Africa, an increase in demand is expected in the Middle East land Africa as the population grows. In the future, taste variations are still limited. Meantime, in Europe, in addition to the flavors that have integrated into the European diet, many different varieties of instant noodles with Asian flavors are also sold and popular. Meantime, in the United States, in North America, instant noodles have taken root as a part of American diet. We expect that instant noodles will spread to South America and in the future. And instant noodles are high in fats and carbohydrates, but they have gained immense popularity on account of their probability and ease of making. They are currently available in a wide variety with different types of noodles and flavors. And step aside from economic and cultural side of it, we gathered a list of best tasting instant noodle to bring you an unbiased review of some of the most popular and accessible instant noodle. Let's see the next graphic. These are the best tasting instant noodles. We have Indomie, with the taste of Indomie that have been favorited by a lot of people, barbecue chicken, and my Kuali, Penang white curry, and Nong Sim Sin, the black one. And we have Sapporo Ichiban, Tokyo chicken momosan, that was the taste of it. Meantime, Ibumi Mi Goreng curry Kapitan, that's the favorited variety of it. And then Myojo Chukazanmai, the taste that had been favorited by the people, is the soy sauce one. And so, which one is your favorite? The latest survey conducted by Kantar World Panel, Indomie remained the top brand in Indonesia. Indomie is Indonesia's most famous instant noodle brand, offering a rich amount of flavor variations to Indonesian consumers. And even though instant noodles offer good taste and convenience, eating instant noodles for long periods will damage your digestion system. So don't forget, stay healthy. And stay tuned on Market Lines because we'll be right back after the break.
Saat ini lebih mudah untuk mendapatkan informasi mengenai perkembangan ekonomi dan bisnis di Indonesia dengan aplikasi IDX Channel. Mulai dari berita, makro dan mikroekonomi, politik hingga hiburan. Anda juga dapat berbagi artikel, foto, dan video ke semua platform media sosial yang Anda miliki. Beragam informasi hari ini bisa di-download di dalam aplikasi idxchannel.com. IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business, and Capital Market Channel.
And we're on the last segment. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was opened at the level of 5,449.1, and then approaching the closing time on the first session, the index was on the level of 5,431.89. The index was showing a strengthening trend. By the second session closing time, index was closed at the level of 5,461.05. In short, JCI went up 0.04%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got mining as the leader of the strengthening trend that went up 0.78%. Construction went up 0.64%. And next, Miss Industry as the leader of the weakening trend that went down 1.21%. Infrastructure went down 1.02%. And this is the top gainers and top losers for today's trading. Here are the key highlights from today's trading session. BBNI went up 5.12% to the level of 5,650 per share. BRIS went up 1.96% to the level of 1,300 per share. Agro went up 4.08% to the level of 408 per share. And TINS went up 1.98% to the level of 1,030 per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got Telkom. Went down 1.64% to the level of 2,990 rupiah per share. Boga went down 1.8% to the level of 1,365% per share. Astra International went down 1.67% to the level of 5,900 rupiah per share. And Friend went down 6.15% to the level of 61 rupiah per share. And now we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Open at the level of 14,222. Rupiah was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar. It was close to the level of 14,191. In summary, Rupiah went down 0.23%. By the third quarter of 2020, property company Pakuan Jati obtained 725 billion rupiah marketing sales. Regarding the achievement, the company is optimistic to achieve 1 trillion rupiah marketing sales target this year.
Until September 2020, Pakuan Jati successfully obtained 725 billion rupiah marketing sales. Pakuan Jati's Director of Business Development, Wicky Wong, explained that the condition of property sales in the third quarter started to recover, so that the company is optimistic that 1 trillion rupiah marketing sales target can be achieved. The recovery also can be seen on company's recurring income. Meantime, due to the financial performance by third quarter of 2020, Pakuan Jati recorded revenue of 5.24 trillion rupiah, or decreased by 41.6% year-on-year, which was followed by a deeper contraction on net profit that declined by 72.06% year-on-year to only 600.7 billion rupiah. From all sources, IDX Channel.
Until the third quarter of 2020, Pura Delta Lestari has earned marketing sales of 1.38 trillion rupiah.
According to Tondi Suwanto, director of Pura Delta, demand for industrial land remains strong, even though in the midst of pandemic situation. Therefore, the company continues to try to maximize this opportunity. As Indonesia-based integrated property developer, Pura Delta Lestari achieved marketing sales of 1.38 trillion rupiah by the third quarter of 2020. This achievement is equivalent to 69% of the 2020 marketing sales target, which is 2 trillion rupiah. The company is confident that it can seize the opportunities and pursue marketing sales target in the remaining time of the year. From all sources, IDX Channel.
To ensure the readiness of tourism destinations amid pandemic, Ministry of Tourism and Economic or Creative Economy conducts health protocol simulation in the super priority tourism destination Labuan Bajo, East Nusa Tenggara.
To boost the sluggish tourism sector due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy conducts health protocol simulation to avoid COVID-19 transmission. At the same time, the ministry also holds shipping safety simulation in super priority tourism destination Labuan Bajo, East Nusa Tenggara. The simulation including the readiness of business actors in the application of health protocols such as temperature checking and direct action if the case of COVID-19 is found in a tourism destination.
Depan pariwisata harus bisa lebih menjamin wisatawan dalam hal kesehatan, keamanan, dan keselamatan. Sesuai arahan Bapak Presiden, kita sebaiknya melakukan restrategi terhadap pariwisata di Indonesia ke depan. Agar setelah melalui pandemi ini, justru pariwisata kita menjadi jauh lebih baik ke depannya. Agar dapat mencapai tujuan itu ke depan, strategi pariwisata kita harus lebih komprehensif dan terintegrasi.
Health, security and safety in tourism destinations are very important things to do in the tourism sector. With this guarantee, the public will not hesitate to travel in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it is able to revive the tourism sector. From Jakarta, Muhammad Olga for IDX Channel.
And step aside from market condition as coronavirus pandemic takes big role on current economic situation, and here it is an update data about coronavirus globally. And in this close our market headlines today, please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business and capital market channel. And before saying goodbye, I would like to remind you on what Mom said. Please do comply with health protocol by using a face mask, physical distancing and avoiding crowd. Also washing your hands often with soap through overflowing water. And I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.